I didn't say much about Joy before, but we've worked together for Joy's worked with Prolong for nearly 15 years, but I just read something about Joy that I'd like to read out if that's okay by you. So Joy's been in the industry for over 16 years, talking about stability and staying power. She's won numerous local and crowned the 2019 ABI Educator of the Year, and her business was officially recognised as one of the top 100 fastest growing companies in Australia by the AFR. So congratulations on that. You've been around for a long time, and I think that you'll get a lot of value out of this talk. So enjoy Joy. Joy. Did you see that?
Hello.
Are you mic'd up? Okay.
I'm mic'd up. All right, so bear with me everyone, because I only have half an hour and I don't want to ruin the day by going over. I do have some prompts here, which I'll just quickly pop down. Woo. All right, I keep thinking this is a mic, but it's not. So hello everyone, my name is Joy Crossingham, and for the last 16 years I have been changing as many lives as possible through eyelash extensions. So it has been my biggest passion that I've ever had in my life. I've been in the fashion industry as well, but I have found that I can change so many lives through the power of lashes. So I started 16 years ago on my couch in my living room, and I was doing my mum's lashes and trying my very best. You know, my tiny little wooden chair, no special table or lighting, just the light that was kind of coming from the window over there and the fluoro over there. And trying my best, I'd hear things from my mum like, "Joy, what are you doing? You're squashing my face. What are you doing, stupid idiot?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Mum." So my mum was actually one of the first eyelash extension addicts in Australia. So she had her lashes done at a small Korean house hair salon in Chinatown, Brisbane for, I don't know, maybe the last 20 years until I started doing them. And sometimes she was happy, sometimes she wasn't so happy, and I always thought, well, since I like doing really intricate things, I reckon I could do this better. So with that thought, I went off to Thailand to do some training, because back then, 16 years ago, there was hardly any training at all in Australia, and you had to be a beauty therapist, which I wasn't at the time. I was actually in the fashion industry. So from the couch and doing my mum's lashes, trying my best, so I didn't have to hear her complain. From then I went on from being a mobile artist to sharing spaces with other beauty professionals. And for the last 9 years, I think it is, I have been training lash artists all over the world, all while winning quite a few awards along the way. And since 2014, I started LashJoy, and you may have noticed we had a bit of a rebrand recently. Where should I start with next? Let's just get into what I'm going to talk about. So with this presentation, I really want you to think differently about how you run your business and how you treat your clients, so that way you can have long and successful careers. So let's get into it. Okay, so focusing on what truly matters. Who here has ever fallen into the social media comparison trap? Anyone? Yes, I know, even I have. And it's really easy to start the day, grab your phone, you start scrolling, and then you start seeing these beautifully curated feeds with flawless lashes. Next thing you know, you're doubting your ability. Am I even any good? Should I still be doing this? But you have to remember, let's get one thing straight, is social media is not really reality, is it? So have a look at my photos that I've got coming up. So here we have a perfect lash line, and this photo here on the left, that was actually from a professional photo shoot. We got this amazing hairdresser in, a professional makeup artist, and that was a really thought out shoot. It wasn't just, oh, I just took a photo of a client and, oh, here we go, here she is. So on the right, that's actually the same client in salon, but I had her skin airbrushed. So if you want to know what my work normally looks like in day-to-day life, this is it. So similar to what you may already have on your own phones. So just remember, to get those really perfect photos, we really do need a good lash line. And not every client is going to give that to us, are they? Nope. All right, so I want to share with you the secrets to how I come home from my salon happy every single day. Does everyone come home happy, or are some clients a bit annoying? There's always a couple annoying ones, but these days I've kind of passed them on to others. So if I refer a client to you, you're either really good, or maybe I don't think you're a good person and you deserve this client. Sorry, it pays to be nice. Okay, so the secrets to me coming home happy are making sure that we have clear policies and procedures in place, so that way there's never any misunderstandings. The client knows about the refill policies, cancellation policies, we take deposits. They know that if they don't show up, well, they lose their deposit. Two things I want to go over today, which might help some of you, is making sure that not only are you educating your client on what should be normal and what's to expected going forward, but also really pushing yourself to never just think inside your head, oh, it should be right. Because how many times has that backfired for you? Oh, it should be right. I'm not going to say anything. So an example of that could be your client has shown up late to her appointment and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've only got 45 minutes to do an almost full set. How dare she do this to me? She doesn't know how hard this is, because they've got no idea. Eyelash extensions are really hard. Even though I've been doing them for a long time, I'm just lucky that I enjoy it. So instead of just saying, oh, I'm just going to try my best, make sure you add a little bit extra to that. Hi, Jess, I'm going to try my best to get them as full as possible. You did come pretty late, so they probably won't be as full as what you're expecting today. So that way, instead of saying nothing, she's looking in the mirror going, oh, they're not that full. And you're like, well, of course they're not that full. Okay, so make sure you're not being complacent or lazy with your communication with your clients. It can save a lot of, what do you call it? Like a lot of drama and unnecessary things. Okay, so we all love Prolong here, I'm sure. That is an amazing cleanser. But if our clients are being naughty and they come in with eyeliner or mascara residue over and over again, I'm sure we all know to say, oh, it's going to affect your attention, blah, blah, blah. But there's just some clients where that does not work with at all. And they'll just keep coming in with the build-up, thinking, oh, it's fine. Sorry, just keeping an eye on the time. It's fine. It's fine, yeah, I'll just try my best to get them as full as possible, and these are probably going to fall off in a few days, and you say nothing again. So instead of doing that, one thing that I've come up with is kind of letting my clients know, not only about the retention, but saying, oh, hey, Jess, so because you keep wearing that pencil liner, this has actually happened to me the other week. I took over another stylist refill client. I said, hey, Jess, we really need to get on top of this eyeliner residue, because not only is it affecting your retention, as you know about, but it's also causing inflammation on the base of your eyelid, and your natural lashes are starting to thin out. So when she heard that, oh my gosh, my natural lashes are thinning out, I actually better listen, because I don't want my natural lashes to be damaged. She said she was going to go buy some, felt tip ink liner instead of the pencil liner. And I thought, oh great, I think she's actually going to listen. So I actually saw this client come into the salon, I think on Friday, and she said, Joy, look at my lashes. They've lasted so well. These are the longest lasting lashes I've ever had, because I actually spent 15 minutes doing a deep clean on her lashes, because I don't want her to think I'm crap, and I don't want her to be wasting her time and money. So she has been using the felt tip liner, and you can actually get that from Prolong as well. So I didn't just tell you that story for the sake of it. I really want you to use the thinning of the lash line because that is a good incentive for your client to listen to you besides her lashes not lasting. All right, so just remember, your clients will only do to you what you allow them to do to you. Next up, all right, who here charges for refills by weeks? Oh, come on, I know there's more of you than that. Oh, okay, all right. How many of you charge for refills by minutes? Oh, thank goodness. Yes, that actually makes me so happy. So for those of you who didn't put your hand up and you're charging by weeks, that's okay. I'm just going to say it's okay because that's what everyone else does. But remember, I want you to rethink how you run your business. Okay, so, oh, no animation, that's fine. A common thing that comes up when I try and encourage my students to charge for their refill times by minutes instead of weeks is, what if my client books for the wrong amount of time and I need 75 minutes and she only books 45 minutes? Well, that's really easy. Hey, Jess, you've only booked for 45 minutes today. I'll try my best to get them as full as possible, but I probably won't get a chance to do the inner corner. So if you want them fuller, make sure you come back sooner for your next refill and book in for a longer appointment. The other question I get is, how long of an appointment will she know to book for? So if we go back to that last topic about education, hey Jess, moving forward, I just wanted to let you know that because I'm getting so booked up and some of my clients are having to come in for full sets instead of refills because I can't squeeze them in, to make it fair for everyone, I've started changing my refills to where I'm charging for minutes instead of weeks. That way it's fair for the clients that look after their clients, fair for the clients that don't look after, lashes, fair for the clients that look after the lashes and don't. And guess what? I could fit more clients into my day because I know, like some of you that are doing your weekly or 3 weekly, 4 weekly refills, you might be setting aside 90 minutes for this client because you've got no idea what she's going to show up with. So besides earning more money because I was seeing more clients, I was having much easier refills to do because my clients suddenly just started taking much better care of their lashes. So if just doing easier refills isn't enough incentive for you, think of the extra money you could be making. So if you just work a standard 8-hour day and your hourly rate is $100 an hour, that could be the difference between a $500 day and a $700 day. Would anyone here like to make an extra $48,000 a day? Oh, no, a day. I would love to. I would love to. Would anyone like to make an extra $48K a week? A week. I would love to. I mean, a year. Oh my goodness, my dyslexia is like really just kicking in. So just change your refill structure, please. It'll be just better for everyone. No more free work that you're not getting paid for. Moving on. Let's see what I say wrong next time. I'll try my best. Okay, so zeroing in the power of, well, having an ideal client and not having an ideal client. So when I first started, there wasn't really anyone to be inspired by or look at. There wasn't hardly any lash websites on the World Wide Web, because I'm so old. So I just made up these random numbers, $35 for refills, $50 to $70 for full sets. Let's be honest, I was too soft and too nice. I just make them pay $50. And I had all sorts of people. And when you have all sorts of people, sometimes $35 for refills is too much for some people. Or maybe they just want cheap lashes and they don't really care if they're good or not. They just want cheap ones. And that's okay for some people. But it was really affecting me because I had a really inconsistent income. By not having my ideal or dream client come in, I was having lots of no-shows, short notice cancellations. Some clients didn't really value what I did for them. So when I thought about, okay, who are my favorite clients? How do I get more of them? Once I worked that out, which is my Jessica, which I always refer to, I had a really consistent income. I was happy every day. I was coming back home after work. And not only, sorry, I was going to say, 1 second. Not only did Jessica love the lashes, but she thought that my lashes were a necessity of her life instead of a luxury like maybe my $35 clients were. So we don't have time to go through this today. So take a photo of this if you want help defining your ideal client, because it does make a big difference. I want you to know exactly who you want as your ideal client, so that way it's really easy for you to get more and more of her. Okay, so I've got my Jessica. How do I keep her? So I actually have my first ever paying client who I used to see on her lounge chair, and I used to help her drink her champagne through a straw while I was doing her lashes, her lash refills for 3 hours when I first started, because the glue back then was so slow. A lot of you have no idea the struggles of being an old school lash artist. And I'm going to share with you my recipe to how I keep my clients happy. So these days, it's actually not enough just to do good lashes. You actually need to have some personality, and your clients need to know how much you value them. So if we have a look on the screen here, we've got some Pilates. She's probably a foodie. She travels a lot, either for work or for pleasure. She cares about her skin. You might be thinking, why does Joy have dog treats on the screen? Why has she got sardines? That's so random. I'll share that with you soon. And yes, a lot of my clients are animal lovers. So for a successful appointment, and something that I go through with every client of mine, is I always am sure to follow up on past conversations. I have this strange memory where I can remember just about everything that my client has ever said to me, and I can memorize their lash line and what they get. I don't need to write any recipes down. So if that's not you, please take notes, because you always want to follow up. That way your client knows that you care about them. You're not just some lashes. You're like, okay, yeah, here you go, bye. We want them to think that they are your ultimate, most favorite VIP. So some of my clients actually even ask me, am I your favorite? I'm like, oh, you're one of my favorites, because I don't want to lie. They're all my favorites, otherwise I wouldn't be doing their lashes. That's the truth. So I'm always sure to make my clients laugh, and it's usually at my own expense. I'll go into that later. I'm always coaching my clients to better themselves. So if they've told me that they've joined a Pilates studio, they know that Joy's gonna ask me about that when I come in, so I better have a good answer for her, and I better go, because she's gonna hold me accountable. Because not only am I doing their lashes and remembering conversations, but I'm also kind of like my client's personal life coach. So I'm always encouraging her to better herself. So for me to have come from $35 refills to $150 or $175 1 hour refills, my clients still think I give them amazing value. So one thing I want to mention is that I always put a strong emphasis on salon hygiene. So I always take before and after photos. So that means I'm always touching my phone. As soon as I take my before photos, my client hears and smells me wiping down my phone. I say, I'll be right back. I'm just going to glove up. I'll wash my hands and glove up. You get nice and comfy. I also make a fresh tile up for every client at the beginning of their appointment, so they know no cooties going on their lashes. If she gets eye cooties, it's not going to be from Joy. She is like really out there with her hygiene. Be really careful that you're not oversharing with your client. You don't want to be dumping your day's trauma onto your clients, because remember, they are paying for your time. They don't want to hear all the sad things and they leave feeling heavy. I want my clients to leave feeling with a higher vibration, feeling good about themselves, happy that they've come to see me. So the only time you want to be sharing your trauma with your clients is if it's going to make them laugh. And this actually happened a couple weeks ago, and I'm still slightly traumatized. I went into the salon at the beginning of the day. Well, at the beginning of the day, I decided to put on this skirt, and it had the zip the whole way down. And I thought, oh, that's a bit tight. Oh, well, I'm going to be late for work if I put on a new skirt. It should be right. Remember those terrible words of it should be right. Went to the toilet in the middle of the day. Didn't tell anyone I left. So if you work in a team, tell people you're leaving, please. Went to do up my zipper, and the zip just completely broke. And I didn't tell anyone I was going to the loo upstairs. And there I was, just standing in the bathroom with basically no pants, no skirt on, and I wasn't even wearing good undies. I was like, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, because where our salon is located in the toilets, you actually walk down into a very, very busy open bar. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't get this together. I'm going to have to walk down with bad undies on, and everyone's going to see, and then I'm going to have to walk into the salon pretty much naked, and everyone's going to be wondering, what the hell is she doing? Where has she been? So that's an example of a traumatic story where it can make your clients laugh and have her feel, happier when she's leaving. All right, so make sure you read the room. So a lot of this stuff I went through, I can do it in 5 or 10 minutes. So some of my clients, they just want a nap, and that's okay, but we still want them to know that I care about them. Okay, so unfortunately, a lot of stylists that started around the same time as me have had to retire from the industry. It's not because they don't like lashes anymore. It's because they lash like this with a hunched back. And unfortunately, that is not going to be great for you long term. Fortunately and unfortunately, I already had a dodgy neck before I even started doing lashes. So I knew that if I sat with my head tilted forward or not straight, I would be in agony and probably not being able to sleep for the next few weeks, even if I just did that for 20 minutes. So the secrets to a long-lasting career that's pretty much almost pain-free is making sure that you have a chair that goes low enough. A lot of gas stools don't go low enough, so you can't position yourself, so you are forced to sit up straight. So I forced myself to sit so low that if I'm not sitting up straight, I can't see the lash line. Make sure you have a nice high bed as well. My bed in the salon is probably about 5 to 10 centimeters higher than what I've got on the photo, because I've got a very long torso, so I need to be a bit higher than the average stylist. So we want your client's head to be resting on a low profile pillow, and we want our elbows down, shoulders relaxed. So if you want to know more about this, there's a YouTube video. You can look up LashJoy posture. Okay, treating your business as a business. So remember I said earlier, I just made up some random prices, didn't have any idea on how to run a beauty business or all of the hundreds of micro expenses that I would come across in the years to come. Has anyone here actually put in a decent amount of time to go through all of your expenses and work out your micro expenses so that you can figure out your hourly rate? Some of you? Okay. Can more of you please do it? Because I want you to make a profit. So when I was preparing for this presentation, I asked a few established lash artists if they could please share with me their profit and loss statement, so that way I could give you accurate information. So this is just an example, and it's based on the figures that I came across. If you are a solo artist and you're bringing in 150K, after all of the tax, all of the super, all of those multiple micro expenses, you'll probably be left with a net profit of around 80K. So there's a lot that we have to give away. So when you're deciding on your hourly rate, it's not so much about how much money you can make, but how much money you can keep. So a home-based artist, you might think, oh, I don't have to pay rent. Actually, your expenses are almost the same as a commercial salon, except a commercial salon, maybe they might have staffing hourly rates, which they need to worry about. Does anyone here have a team of stylists that they work with? Has anyone seen the latest Saturday hourly rates for a level 3 hair and beauty expert? Yep. So it's about $41 a minimum. That's just for their wages, not work cover or super, anything like that. It's already $41, so you can't survive on $70 refills, sorry. When I did this, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put up my senior stylist prices. Oops, oh, wrong one maybe. take a photo of this. This is a really comprehensive guide of all of the, well, not all of them, but I'd say 90% of the micro expenses that you need to keep in mind for your business when you're working out your hourly rate. Okay, so now we know we probably need to be charging more. What are some downsides to underpricing? So what do your prices say about you and your business? So when I first started, I just made those random prices, $35 for refills, $50 for full sets. I'd actually have people saying, are you actually any good? Are these really your photos? And I could sense their hesitation. I even had clients saying, oh, you got to put your prices up, which I did. Every time I put my prices up, I got busier and busier. It's like my clients had more confidence in me, or potential clients had more confidence in me. Another good example of that is, let's say I'm due for a haircut and a new hairdressing salon's opened over the road. They're doing $40 haircuts. Do you think I'm going to let my super long hair be cut by someone who's charging $40? Probably not, right? I think, oh, if they're that cheap, are they actually any good? Are they experienced? Is it just going to be a, hack job and it's going to be crooked and too short? Yeah, I better look for someone whose pricing matches my expectations. So I'd probably go for more like a $150 haircut, just to be on the safe side so I can still leave with the long hair. Same thing with massages. If you're seeing a massage advertised for $40, you might be thinking, do they even know what they're doing? Are they even changing their tiles? Oh my gosh, still talking about lashes. Are they even changing their towels between clients? Yeah, I don't know. It seems a bit seedy. I don't know about this place. I might go somewhere else. It's about $100 or $120 an hour. So with that in mind, what do your prices say about you as a stylist? Is it saying, my prices are up here, you're going to have an amazing result, I use really good quality products, you're going to have a great experience? Or is it saying, oh, my prices are pretty cheap because maybe I don't really know what I'm doing, or maybe I don't use the best quality products, so that's how I offer you these cheap prices. So be mindful of that. Moving on. So over the years, when I'm on these Lash forums, can't help looking sometimes, I see many artists set their prices so low simply because they're really undervaluing their own worth. They don't really see the power of lashes. So lashes are extremely valuable to your clients, and they're really hard to do, so we can't charge super low prices. So if you want to increase your hourly rate to what you think it should be after leaving here today, some really easy ways to do that is to upskill. So you could do a course, you could jump onto YouTube and look up wet lash tutorials, you could read blogs, you can listen to podcasts. There are so many ways that you can improve yourself as a lash artist and business owner to help make things not only easier and better for yourselves, but also for your clients. That's what we really want, to impress our clients, make them really happy. You might even need a whole new ideal client as well, if what you currently have on your books isn't going to be happy to pay you that $120 an hour or $150 an hour. Oh my gosh, I've got a few more minutes. I think I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Okay, I was so worried I was going to be at 40 minutes. Phew. Let me just contain myself here. I think this is nearly the end. So just remember, certification isn't the end. It's actually just the beginning. So there are so many things that are constantly changing in the industry. Even though I've been lashing for so many years, I'm still coming up with new techniques, new methods, and unfortunately I forget to tell my team about it sometimes, and I tell my students I don't have time to train them, so sorry. But commit to being a student for life, because you always want to be leveling up and improving. Oops, sorry, wrong button. So inside your gift bags today, I actually have a free ebook for you all about mastering the art of attracting more clients. So these aren't just like $50 clients. This is attracting Jessicas that are happy to come in every 2 weeks and pay you $150, $175 for their lash refills. So if you feel inspired to spend more time with me, even if it's just a few days, I know that I can really help enhance your careers and also boost your lash skills. So I've got a $20% off coupon as well that you can use. So you've made a really good effort getting here today. Some of you have come from interstate, other countries. Let's follow through on some of the things that the speakers have shared with you today. So make a commitment. You've come here. Pick something from every speaker that you can use that's going to benefit you and your clients. Don't just say, I'm already qualified, I already know everything. Even me, I still love to take courses and learn as much as possible. I'm still very much a lash application addict. So, just one more minute. Okay, cool. Please consider entering lash competitions. You might think, oh, but what if I don't win? Or another thing I hear is, oh, I'm not good enough yet. Or, oh, if I don't win, I'm going to be so sad. It's not about winning always. Yeah, winnings, that's great. So sometimes I'm judging competitions, sometimes I'm entering competitions. The main benefit to entering lash competitions is in the lead up to the competition, to get that awesome work, you're probably going to be doing your best work possible. And as a whole, that's going to make you better after the competition anyway. Your skills are going to level up. The other important thing is that you'll be getting feedback, sometimes from 10, 15 judges that are the best of the best, basically giving you all this feedback on ways you could be better or improve for just the price of, an entry fee, which might be $100 or so. So let go of your fear and ego and consider entering some lash competitions this year. So thank you everyone for your time today. Thank you so much, Deanna and Jody